how's everybody doing? Alright, this is my Raw recap for this past Monday. Sorry it's been a little bit late getting out because the last time that I was real busy yesterday. I worked a all day long shift and stuff like that, so it took me a little bit to end up doing it. But what's it going? So far, what happened on Raw was, of course, Triple H came out and did his usual promo. He's like, I ain't giving the championship up until I feel like it. But then, and then said that the Fastlane main event is 3 people of their choosing to end up, and whoever wins that match gets to go against Triple H at WrestleMania for the belt. So making it kind of clear that they're gonna go with Roman Reigns again, which I have no idea why they haven't turned him heel. I really don't. I really have no idea why they haven't, because all this could have been avoided. Triple H didn't need to be in the Royal Rumble. They didn't need to do a lot of the shit if they just turned Roman heel. I mean, they could have still had Triple H in the ring, right? Or at least that's what I think. He could have been in the Royal Rumble, but then Roman Reigns could have sabotaged him. Why they didn't do that, I don't know. They could have perfectly turned him heel. Especially knowing that everybody's kind of iffy with it anyway. It's just getting to the point where it doesn't really matter. They should just turn him heel. I understand that they're trying to have him be the next John Cena, but he ain't gonna be the next John Cena. The next John Cena was Daniel Bryan, but then they have been fighting for him to come back, even though they're just fucking over with the crowd and everything. But anyway, what was the next match? I know that what's it called? Most of it was kind of missable to me. Kalisto went against forgot who was it? Oh yeah, The Miz, which was a pretty good match because you haven't seen Miz wrestle in a while. So it's nice seeing him because mostly he's been doing the Miz TV act for I don't know, a while. And I've always found that to be my least favorite Roddy Piper rehash where they just do promos the whole time, which gets kind of boring. But and then there was Dolph Ziggler going against Kevin Owens. They always do good matches. I think that Kevin Owens can't. It's very hard for him to have not a good match. Most of the time, he always does really good matches, especially at Royal Rumble. That match was good, and I liked how during this match he kind of sold, even though there was the next day and stuff like that, and you could you can't completely be oh yeah, he's gonna limp to the ring completely and be selling completely, because I know with myself included, I wouldn't be doing all that crap. And I don't even see why my iPad's all messing up. It keeps on crashing. Because making sure I have the right order on stuff. But, what's it called? So, I don't know. I'm really psyched for some of the matches that's going to be happening. And then there was AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho, too. Which that was a pretty good match. I think it was kind of a little bit off, but I think it's mostly because I think there was miscommunication at one point, them trying to explain some stuff, because some of the moves look I don't know, it didn't go as well as it could have. But I mean, it's his second day in WWE, so you can't fault it that much. So what's it going there? That's definitely cool. I like how he still went over on Jericho too. That was always a cool thing. And then what was it? I'm trying to think of the other ones to make sure that I have them in the right area. Oh yeah, I really don't understand what they're doing with the Social Outcasts. This is the third time that they've tried to do something with Heath Slater, where it's just not even a mid-card thing. It's a half and mid-card thing. I just really don't understand what they're trying to do. And then, so then they did this thing with Flo Rida, which Cole, I heard him on 7 different occasions call him Flo Rider, like, hey, I'm riding a bike or something. So even though that, whatever, it's a little thing, but like that's just like, okay, I guess you didn't really pay attention. But what's it called? So they did this huge thing where Heath Slater was sitting there talking about, oh yeah, I punched you out after you punched me 1 year. I guess they're doing this mini feud thing. And that Flo Rida does everything for WWE if they give him the right money. Shows up at their events, and then I think this is the second time that one of his songs is a WrestleMania song, where My House is his one this year. But like they just did this thing where like the Social Outcasts lost against what was it? Oh yeah, the Dudley Boys. Because they did the one thing that was funny was Bo Dallas's rap though. It was kind of like off because they were just kind of spitting, like just spitting rhymes and shit, like just saying shit. But it was actually pretty funny. I thought Bo Dallas didn't do that bad. Supposedly, from what I hear too, it's like Bo Dallas and I forgot who else. But supposedly they used to like rhyme against each other and do like a bunch of dorky little raps and stuff when they were in the backstage area, which is actually kind of funny. And then what's it called? There was Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. Now that one was alright. I could care less for it, mostly because I know that they're trying to build up heat for stuff. And then everything else is kind of They were talking about, oh, everybody's got to be like, what's it called? They got to be careful with every single person because they'll put them in contention. But you already know who the fuck they were going to put in contention, because the major guys, which is Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and then Brock Lesnar. So, what's it called? They did that stick, which and they do like so many predictable things. It's not even funny. Like this whole authority thing, you could just tell the only reason why they put Triple H with the belt right now is just because they wanted to do a big match between Triple H and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So Roman Reigns could win the belt yet again from Triple H. And be like, oh, maybe it'll be over now. No. It's not going to be over until they turn him heel. I understand that we had Seth Rollins, which was like the major heel for a while, but you can't expect that Roman Reigns is going to be the next big face. If anything, the next big face would be Dean Ambrose, just because he is like totally over with the crowd, but whatever. And then, so what happened at the end, they did, The Rock returned, did a huge promo, and called, what's it called, and then they did a thing with the New Day, and then he called the New Day's unicorn heads to be like, what was it, something penises. It's like unicorn penises, I think, or goat penises, something like that. It was pretty funny. But I mean, Brock always ends up knowing how to say some good shit over there. Like especially even if they're in PG, he still has to say something goofy, goofy to play to the crowd. And then, and then of course they did the Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus the League of Nations thing. And I liked how they ended it. They kind of like slammed Rusev like through the table, kind of like the triple powerbomb, but with just them two. And then they were all like pissed off, blah blah blah. And then they told them that that's gonna be the triple threat match. It was them two going against Brock Lesnar, which you know that Roman Reigns is gonna go over, but whatever. I'd much rather him go over than Brock Lesnar. Then anyway, but alright, well, I'm at the end of the video, so you guys have a good night, and if you want to, like or subscribe on my channel to get more stuff, and you could comment on more stuff if you want, and for that, I will see you guys later.